Hello from Deschutes Angler Fly Shop in Maupin, Oregon. This is Amy Hazel, and my husband John and I will be two of the hosts for the January and February trips to Christmas Island coming up in the new year. We cannot wait to get back to this incredible fishing destination. This tiny island doesn't have much on it, so we need to go on this trip packed to the hilt and ready to go. And I'm making this video to show you guys that we have everything that you could possibly need for a trip to Christmas Island. Starting with bonefish flies. We've got tons and tons of bonefish flies, crab patterns, which are good for triggers, lots and lots of streamer-like patterns, which are great for giant trevally and any blue water fishing we might be doing. For a bare minimum on larger flies for GTs, I would say bring about a dozen bare minimum. If you're really going to target GTs, you might want more because those fish are powerful and they will break you off on the coral. So at least a dozen big GT flies. This is a small guy, but very powerful fish. Now, these are crab-like patterns, and this is what we'll be using for triggerfish. Triggerfish have these crazy teeth and these coral grinding mouths, and sometimes it's really hard to get the fly out of its mouth. And then, of course, for bonefish, which is the bread and butter of Christmas Island, you'll want to have a minimum of 2 dozen good bonefish flies. These bones are pretty big and they can break you off, but more likely you'll get broken off on coral. In order to see the fish that we're targeting, you definitely want to bring along 1, maybe 2 pairs of polarized sunglasses, and I usually have a cord like these pictured here to tie it around my neck. Wading the flats, you will be wading through heavy-duty coral, and this type of boot, which is a flats booty, is a definite must-have for the trip. Sun protection, clothing. You don't need a lot of clothing because you're going to maybe fish in the same type of clothes every day, but you do want long sleeves, maybe even a hood on your clothing to protect you from the intense, intense sun because we'll be right on the equator. As you can see in this picture, I have a buff around my face. That is a fantastic way to protect your ears, nose, cheeks, and everything from getting sunburn. We have sun hats, sun gloves, and we have all kinds of finger guard protectors. I use this tape down here at the bottom, wrap that around my fingers to keep the line from burning my fingers, especially the backing. As you can see, there's a lot of coral here. So most days are sunny, but some days are cloudy, and some days it rains really hard. This day in this picture, I forgot my raincoat. It's definitely important to always carry a lightweight raincoat with you because you can actually get quite chilled with the rain falling on you. Waterproof bags, that is a definite must-have at Christmas Island. A waist pack or a sling pack to wade the flats in, and another waterproof bag to have on the boat just to have your extra gear in if you have some extra reels or lines or that kind of thing. We've got all kinds of brands of packs and waist packs and hip packs and sling packs, all kinds of different brands, most of which are waterproof, and we've got lots of backstock of these. Now, a good set of pliers, that's a must-have as well for the flats because sometimes we'll be fishing 80 or 100-pound mono, and you want to cut that using your pliers rather than your nippers. Pliers are also handy most of the time for getting a fly out of a fish's mouth or debarbing a hook. There are times, however, when pliers can't quite fit in a bonefish's mouth or another toothy critter's mouth. Obviously, there aren't tigerfish, but this tool, which is called the Ketchum Release, we've ordered several of those in a large size so that you can remove hooks from bonefish and triggerfish's mouths. There's a little tour of all the different kinds of fancy nippers we have. If you don't have a good set of nippers, you can expect your nippers to rust in the saltwater environment. So a nice high-end nipper is definitely a bonus for fishing Christmas Island. What we discovered while walking along this beach here, which is down at the Korean wreck, is that it would be really handy to have a stripping basket. And we noticed that one of the guys who'd been fishing Christmas Island for years had this KR line tender, and he was from Singapore. So we tracked down these line tenders, which are really packable, and these are excellent stripping baskets to have in areas when you're walking along coral, so that your line doesn't drag along the ground and get stuck on stuff. Um, this would be a pretty handy thing anytime you're going saltwater fishing. So this is the line tender stripping basket. We have rods. We have so many saltwater rods in stock. As you guys know, you want to have 3 different rods. You want either a 7, 9, and 11 weight or an 8, 10, and 12 weight rod. We've got rods from Beulah, Winston, Hardy, Thomas and Thomas, Scott, and Berkheimer. So we've got a great variety of saltwater rods. You can come on out and cast them yourself to try them out and see what you like. To go along with that, a good rod, you definitely want reels that have real heavy-duty drags. So you need a reel that has capacity to hold backing and line, but also that has an excellent drag. And we have got you covered with reels. We've got lots of different brands, all saltwater worthy and all with excellent drags. Now, on that reel, we're going to be putting some premium backing. We've been switching all our reels over. This is my reel that's being switched over from a 30-pound backing, which we use on the Deschutes, to a 68-pound hatch backing. And the reason that we use such a heavy-duty backing is that when a fish runs out across a coral reef, it's real easy for coral to break through 30-pound, which you can see here. It's a lot harder for coral to break through this 68-pound backing. You don't want to lose an entire fly line because your backing got broken on coral. Here's a piece of luggage from Fish Pond that some people I noticed on our last trip had as a carry-on. You can put your reels in the divided compartment. You can put your rods either in their tubes or out of their tubes in the main long compartment there. We also have lots of other types of bags, lots of luggage to help you pack for Christmas Island. We are so excited to get on this trip to take you guys out and show you what a great place this is. The triggerfish are just amazing out there. There's 3 different varieties. This is a little Picasso. You got milkfish out in the blue water. It's going to be fun. We're going to have a blast on Christmas Island. And those bonefish are waiting for us too. So we are here for you. If you have any questions, need any help buying stuff, finding stuff, we're here. We'll see you on the trip.